Thank you. Director Cordray, thanks for being here. On August 1st, the new TILA-RESPA integrated disclosure home closing forms, now known as TRID, nice catchy name.
I don't particularly like that acronym, frankly.
Okay. Are scheduled for implementation. What does the Bureau have to support industry and implementation right in August? And are you considering announcing a short-term restrained enforcement like HUD previously used on other disclosure changes? This might help small businesses work through the kinks that they may find in the properly or improperly acronym TRID.
Okay. So we haven't heard very much about that, and we did give a 21-month implementation period. This rule was actually passed in November of 2013, so people have had a long time to lead up to this. We have worked hard. This is something that's been a hallmark of the Bureau on all of our rules, is we don't just pass a rule and then sort of say to the industry, it's your problem now, we're no longer interested. We care about their ability to implement the rule effectively, because if they can't, then it's not going to work for people. And we do a lot of work around taking, what is pretty dense legalese of the Federal Register and turning it into plain language guides, how-to guides, guidance, and we answer and respond to questions. We've done webinars for hundreds, if not thousands, I think thousands of folks on these rules, and we're trying to make sure that they will be ready to go, because that's what we want. I mean, if the rules are an improvement, and here they are, consumer surveys have shown us that this is more intelligible and understandable disclosure than existed before. Plus, we've taken 2 forms at each stage and boiled it down to 1 form, which is what Congress told us to do. That's all a good thing. So we're working hard with that.
What about the idea of a restrained enforcement at the beginning?
Look, what I would say is the effective date is August of this year. That was 21 months from when the whole thing was finalized. And by the way, there was plenty of time before it was finalized when people could see it coming. It's not like we're going to come in the very next day and say, aha, now we can bring the hammer down on people. But at the same time, people should be getting ready for this. They should take it seriously, and that is the date, as I understand it.
Gotcha. You don't regulate insurance companies. You don't regulate depository institution winding up in bankruptcy. But you're the closest thing we have to a national advocate for insurance consumers and the consumers of other financial products. When AIGs had certain affiliates go bankrupt, their regulated insurance companies stood strong. They had been regulated by the state governments. Have you thought of taking a position to try to protect the insurance consumers of this country, to say that when you have an insurance company and you have a related depository institution, that the folks who regulate the depository institution can't reach in and grab the assets of the insurance company to the disadvantage of the insurance consumers?
So that's not an issue that's come to my attention before. I know that we very explicitly in our statute, we do not have jurisdiction over insurance companies. If there's mortgage insurance and it's part of the mortgage product, that's something different, but typically that's outside of our range. So I've neither thought about that, nor do I have any real
comment. On the theory that you're looking for more things to do, I hope you'd look at the sorts of strength legislation, because you are the closest thing to a national advocate for the consumer. I
appreciate that. We have a lot to do, and we're trying to be very careful of our jurisdiction.
I have one more question to sneak in. I'm interested in knowing about your forthcoming small dollar payday loan rule, which I know you haven't proposed yet. Will it target all forms of small dollar credit or be limited to payday? And what are your chief concerns about small dollar loans? Rollovers, ability to repay, cycle of debt?
So we've published 2 extensive white papers on this subject, and they have indicated both our appreciation for this credit in certain circumstances, and also our concerns about how this credit can trap people in debt in other circumstances. We've been working to try to square the circle between those 2, and any kind of policy intervention we would do. That will begin with small business review panels under our statute, and that's when this will become public as the beginnings of what will eventually be rules. People will have, I'm sure, plenty of say on that on all sides. It's obviously of extreme interest, and it's something that we're working on very carefully.
Time of the gentleman has expired.